And joining me today is writer and director of the short film The Old Guitarist, Will Nunziata. Will, thank you so much for joining me.
So much for having me. Thank
Oh, it
you.
is such a pleasure. I'm so excited to pick your brain about you as an artist and this beautiful short film. But before we get into this, I would love for you to tell everybody a little bit about yourself and about The Old Guitarist.
Oh my, so much. And thank you to everyone, including the Old Guitarist, as amazing film festival. Um, I was more than 20 years, but directing is this. So I started directing theater, and this is truly my film. And how the Old Guitarist came, merely I had a dream. Picasso's The Old Dream about my friend Dominic came to many audiences as from The Sopranos and also and I was curious what painting thinking about. And so in my mind, back on his life forward. And so that's how, and I'm so grateful, I say, came over from film, and I'm so film festivals are liking it. So thankful for this time at the Garden State Film Festival.
Oh, it's so amazing to hear. And I think so I'm so sorry to everyone watching about the audio. It's a little off. We were trying to play around before this, but we're hearing bits and pieces, Will. And just to reiterate, we know that the film, The Old Guitarist, was inspired by Picasso's painting of the same name, The Old Guitarist. And my first question for you is, and if I just will ask you to repeat if we get some of the audio a little mixed up, but how did you get from looking at Picasso's painting, The Old Guitarist, to making this film? What was the journey? Like, what did you take from that?
You know, looking at the painting about walking, and I of eavesdropping the mind of this man, that backstory to paint the picture of what the film became.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, we're picking some bits and pieces, but what I think is that I'm so sorry about this. Everyone watching and Will, I'm so sorry. You were trying to delve into what the backstory of the man in this painting is.
I just created this man was thinking of in what I perceived a man looking back on his move forward.
I love that. I love that. And the film is told through visuals and through music. It's an art piece in itself. And it's amazing how you capture the visual to really look like the painting, like the look and the feel, the colors, the tone. I would love to ask you about your DP and then of course your composer, how you guys collaborated together to make it look and sound like this.
And I'm a firm believer it takes a village. DP, Luke, mutual friend, and John T. through Dominic. For me, when I look of the film, important to me to Pablo Picasso's, and on top of that, important in working with John, silent film, that his like a script composed, that the guitar playing almost the heartbeat.
I love that. And just so we reiterate who your DP and your composer was, because it might have cut off a little bit. Your composer was John T. LaBarbera, wonderful composer, and the cameraman was Luke Momo. Is that correct, Will? Shout out to both of them. Amazing job. And you said something about like the heartbeat. If you can you repeat the music a little bit? If we might cut off a little bit, but
No, about the internet connection, job entry. Basically working with John, using the piece. It was very, very important film. The composition of the film, almost like a spoken word, and so was that he was able to travel landscape of the old guitar, his guitar playing, and
absolutely beautiful. And also, like, huge shout out to the actors. You have a wonderful cast. You said you had a longtime friend. He was a part of Dominic is in The Sopranos. Was that correct? Oh my gosh. And as we were talking about, it's told with visuals and with music, so there's no dialogue. So it relies so much on emotion and the vulnerability and what we're seeing. Can I ask you a little bit about getting the cast? Like, did you know who it was? Did you have an audition process? And then what the filming process of that was like, because we didn't have any dialogue. So how did you film this?
yeah, the other two actors besides say are two friends of mine, Sky and Mike, and they did not have to go through any. Hired them on the spot. Knew Mike. Look, I mean, just Mike and Dominic, two sides of the same coin. In terms of in the room, we really got to play. Me working with them, it was all about like you said, the action, telling a lot of it was internal, gave them so that they could normally would be spoken. Whether their mouth movement mattered. That was the movement, and later on, the movement.
I love it. And I love how expressive you are. I don't know if it's because we know the audio isn't working, but you're talking about the emoting and their eyes and their mouths. And you're so expressive that I hope everyone watching, and I know I could hear you, much like the film, right? We don't really need to hear the dialogue to understand what's going on. But you're right. Like, they were amazing at emoting, and the movement just paired so much to the story. So I really commend them. And let me also say their names again, just in case it cut off. You have Aiden Sky and Mike Cefalo. I might be saying that wrong. And Dominic Chianese.
Well, you know, people call him Dominic Chianese because it's more Italian. I'm gonna do
Chianese. That's so much better than whatever I said. That is the name. Well, they did an amazing job, and obviously you did a great job directing. And let's talk about you, because you are an award-winning co-creator and director of a musical, Little Black Book. And you were saying in the beginning, talking about yourself, that you really started in theater and you went to film. So I would love to ask you, whatever we'll hear, we'll hear, but how you went from theater to film. Was it very different directing your first short film as compared to directing theater? And how you went to that, and how did you get there?
absolutely. I always have thought. So the parlay film directing wasn't as anticipated, because the way that I see these four-dimensional, the 360 purview behind a camera, and tell them a film, an amazing exercise that I guess I've always just quickly, even in
Sorry, I'm muted. So we didn't get a lot of that, but what I did hear was three-dimensional. And I
I'm so sorry. Wow. Um,
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to everyone watching and to you because I know what you're saying is beautiful and artistic and it's gold, and it's just a shame that we're missing some of it. Ugh. Um, all right. Let's ask a shorter answer. Maybe we'll get a little bit more out of. Do you have any advice for people who want to be an award-winning director like yourself? What have you learned in your career?
well, I mean, think about the awards or the end goal. I would. It's all about the work, and awards are great. It has always been about and the client. That's all we have as artists. The takeaways of great collaboration, safe environment that whether it's in a theater or on a TV set.
I love that. It isn't about the end journey and the award you might get or the recognition and the validation. It really is about the work and all about the collaboration, like you said. And it seems like you had a wonderful team, cast and crew, a part of the Old Guitarist. You guys made a beautiful art piece. And I'm really excited for people at the Garden State Film Festival to see it. Let me tell everyone how they can watch the Old Guitarist. I really hope everyone comes out to see it because it is a beautiful art piece. And I think we'll learn a lot about Will here, maybe a little bit more than this interview since we got some of the audio messing up, but I think we learn a lot about you through this film because you can tell, what kind of artist you are just by watching this film.
Thank you. That means a lot. And technical glitches are a fantastic interviewer and expression. It's my own sign language a little bit.
Thank you. You are amazing. I love this interview. I'm so sorry for everyone, but it is still a wonderful interview. We got so much information, but you guys can check out The Old Guitarist Saturday, March 25th at the Garden State Film Festival at Berkeley Hotel in the film block 2:45 to 4:45 p.m. So definitely try to check it out. Will we happen to see you at Garden State Film Festival this year? Yes, I love to hear it. Okay, amazing. So we can talk to you in person and get all this amazing juicy stuff completely clear. I love it. Thank you so much. I'm sorry about these technical difficulties, but thank you for pushing through it and giving us all this beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you at Garden State Film Festival. We'll see you all at Berkeley Hotel to watch The Old Guitarist. This was Will Nunziata, writer and director of The Old Guitarist. I'm Sophia Parola, and we'll see you at the Garden State Film Festival. Thank you.